Metrics channel, where we present some simple econometric tools that can be useful to you in your research analysis. Today I'll be talking about a very simple procedure in using our package for those of you that make use of a raster dataset. So I'll be discussing on how to slice a raster file so that you can get the period of time you want from the file. So what this means is this: so if you are dealing, for example, with weather dataset and you download the weather dataset in a raster file, in an NC file, it contains all the years, all the months, all the days of the dataset. So now you may not need all those years, you may just want a particular period of time from a particular month of the year or to another particular month of the year. So that's what I mean by slicing the dataset, the NC file. So that's what we're going to quickly go through today. So the first thing is to install the relevant packages. So if you've not installed these, you will need to install the NCDFA and the raster package. So what I do is that I just use require. So when you use require, it kind of informs R that you require this package, and if it's not already installed in your system, then you are asking R to automatically install it and then add it to your library. So if you do this, you just you can run this, and it's already on my library, so I don't need to run it again. So before you start this, you must have downloaded the weather dataset you need. For me, I've downloaded my temperature weather dataset, and this is it here. It's in my desktop, and I've called the desktop, the folder in which it is in the desktop, to be my working directory. So this is it here. So you must have the downloaded weather dataset in your working directory, and then you must set that folder where you have the temperature of the weather dataset as your working directory. So you should be able to see it from this side of the platform. So once you've done that, then you use the function called breathe to call the weather dataset. In this case, I named it temp.nc. I mean, because it's an NC file, so it has to have .nc. temp.nc. Now I want you to come onto this platform, this environment, with the name temp. You could call it anything you want. You could call this anything you want. Okay, but I just decided to call it temp, or you could call it anything you want. But this must be the same name with what you have in your working directory, the same name with what you have in your folder. And this function breathe is simply telling her that the dataset we're trying to call is a massive dataset with different bricks, and each of those bricks represents each time period of the variable. So in this case, each of the bricks represents monthly weather observations for the whole globe, or for the locations that you are interested in. So if I do this now, if I run this, you can see that it's come up here as a formal class raster brick with the name temp. If I plot it, you will see that this weather dataset is a monthly weather dataset from 1950. It's actually from 1950 to 2022, but because it can't extend beyond here, so it's a monthly weather dataset from 1950 to 2022. So these are the bricks. Each of these plots form a brick in the NC file, but now we've put all the bricks together and we have laid them on top of each other. So that's why you have using that function break. So that is why you have this. So now to go to our next activity is to now slice. I don't need all this. I don't need them. Let's assume I don't need the observation from 1951 and from 1950. I only want observations from January 2007 to December 2020. So how do I slice out the part of the observations that I need? So what you need to do is to generate first of all, you need to generate the appropriate interval. To generate the appropriate interval, you have to think about the numbers. So you have to have a start date, and in this case, our start date, what we're interested in is in January 2027. How do I generate the number that corresponds to this start date? I have a formula here, which is start year. Start year is the year of my start date, that is 2007, minus the first year in the data set. Remember, the first year in the data set is 1950. So 2007 minus 1950, I multiply that by 12. I multiply that by 12, as you can see here. So you have, let me do that again, 2007 minus 1950 gives you 57. Then I multiply it by 12, gives me 684. Then I add it to the month's position, the start month's position, which is January. Remember, January is 1, because in terms of the position, January is 1. So I add 1 to this, and I get 685. So in this case now, my start date here will be 685. Then what is going to be my end date? My end date will be the same thing. In this case, my end year now is 2020 minus 1950. That's the first year in the data set. I've got 70 multiplied by 12. I have 840 plus the position of the month. So the position of the month is 12, because I want to start at December. So the position of the month is 12 plus 12. That gives me 852. 852. Now, this is the original temp data that I have that contains all the bricks, and I'm telling this, this is not a function, this is just simply saying I want to subset. I want this data to only contain bricks from 685 to 852, and let it be stored in a new container, which I call temp1. So if I run that now, so I have this. So what I've simply done is called a raster stack. I've stacked each of these dates on each order, and if I plot my temp1, you see now that I now have data set from 2007, of course, because it can't go 2000. But if you want to be sure that, for example, that what you've got here is till 2020, you can just remove this and put 851 and then do the same again and run it, and then you will see that you have, so this 851 and this is 852, so it's correct. So it means 852 is December 2020 and 685 is January 2007. So I hope I've been able to guide you through on how to slice a raster file to be able to get the appropriate interval of period of time or days that you want. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you've not done that, to get updates on simple econometric tools and softwares that can help you further your analysis. Till we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.